you can see on the screen, we are starting with the module 5. We have already completed 4 modules. So basically, in the 4 modules, what we are learning is what is service, what are services, who are the people there, what are the 7 P's of service marketing, and who are the people very much involved in doing so, and the different gaps. So similarly, in module 5, we are having one of the gaps which we are looking into. So what gap is that? Module 5, we are looking into gap 4. So what is gap 4? Gap 4 is between the service delivery and external communications to customer. It is also called as communication gap. Okay, it is not mentioned here, but it is between the service delivery and the external communications to the customers. This is also known as gap 4 or the communication gap. So what is this communication gap? So you already know service delivery, whatever you are delivering is called as service delivery, and external communications to customer in the sense from the company's side. Okay, why it is called as external? Because customers are external to the company. So you are giving communication about your services, about your company, the way it is done and everything to the customers, which who are external. So you should say what you are doing, or you should do what you are saying. Okay, fine. So you need to match up. You cannot say that okay, I can provide you with 200 mbps speed in your mobile, and when you buy it and you are getting only 10 mbps or 20 mbps, how will be your reaction? The banner says 200 mbps, you are getting 10 or 20 mbps, you will be very disappointed. The customer may not come to you, he may tell you okay, paisa gaya to gaya, I will change my service provider. Okay, so that should not be the case. Okay, fine. If you say 200, at least 190, 180 should be there. You might think, okay, due to many people are using, so it might have come down. But if it comes to 10 to 20 Mbps and you market it 200 Mbps, then people are very angry. Okay, they can accommodate very little and not much because they are paying for 200 Mbps and not 10 Mbps or 20 Mbps. So this is what it is. Okay, next, communications and the services marketing triangle. So market services marketing triangle we have already seen in the previous chapters as well. So why it is coming here? So if you see, we are having internal marketing, which is between the company and the employees. Second one, we are having external marketing communication, which is between the company and the customers, and interactive marketing, which is between the employees and the customers. So here we are mostly looking into the external marketing communication and the interactive marketing. Why? Because we are looking into the things which are going to the customers. Okay, from company's point of view, if you see, so what are the different ways the company can communicate with the customer? So if you see in the olden days, or like 10 to 15 years back, most of the things were communicated to the customers via network television or newspapers or magazines. So these were the only 3 things by which, like in mass, you could communicate from the company side to the customers, that is newspaper, television channels, as well as your magazines. So these were the major things which were done earlier, but now we are having so many different ways other than those. Okay, so what are there? Now we are having different marketing, we call them as marketing vehicles. Okay, different marketing vehicles. So what are the different marketing vehicles? We are having websites. Directly we are having the information in the website. Okay, you can directly go to the website and check. We are having direct mail, so you are getting mails, so many spams and other mails. If you go and check, so many mails would have come which the companies are sending it to you for communicating. We are having this offer, we are having that offer. If you buy so much, you are getting this much of discount. If you buy in these particular days, so you are getting these things free with the product, or buy one get one free only for limited period offer. So all these things are the communication which is being given by the company to the customers. Similarly, you might have bought something on Flipkart or Amazon or Snapdeal. They'll be continuously sending you the mails. Okay, this offer is there, that offer is there. Then these days are coming. If you can buy electronics, which will be at a cheaper price. So all these things are communicated to you, which comes under external marketing communication. So what all comes here? We're having advertising, sales promotion, public relations, and direct marketing. These four things, that is advertising, sales promotion, public relations, and advertising, come under the external marketing communication. Okay. And the second one, which is directly in contact with the customers, is the interactive marketing, which is between the providers and the customers. Who are the providers? Providers, they are the company personnel who are actually delivering the service. Those people are called as providers. They are also called as boundary spanners, okay, which we learned in the previous module. So why are these considered as the interactive marketing, or the people who are communicating about the company to the customers? Because these people are in touch with the company, I mean from the company side to the customers. So whatever these people say, it will be the voice of the company. Many people will think, because you may say, okay, I am calling to the company, so you are not, the company is only a brick and mortar building might be there, so that brick and mortar wall will not speak to you. There are employees who are the part of the company, so you're speaking to the employees of the company and not to the company. But what is your perception? I call to the company, and company is sending its person to have this particular delivery of services done to me. So whatever the person says to you, or the contact person says to you, that would be the form of communication from the company to the customers. So what all comes under this? Personal selling, customer service center. So you're calling, so who is the person who is speaking there? He is a person who is working for the company, and you think he is the company. Okay. Then service encounters, people who go and do the service, and service scapes. If you are going to avail a particular service like restaurant, so what all things are there, how they are, what they are communicating to you. It can be banners, it can be signboards. So all those things matter. So everything is communicating with the customers from the company's end. Okay. So what all comes here? Interactive marketing between providers and customers include personal selling, customer service center, service encounters, and service scapes. So to have this properly, okay, the internal interactive marketing as well as external marketing communication, what you need to do is, company need to have the same kind of information in the same way has to be given to the customer. So one banner says 200 mbps, and the person who is sitting there may say, sir, they write 200 mbps, but you will be getting maximum 50 to 60 mbps only. So there is a mismatch between whatever the company is saying and the internal communication, or the interactive communication is happening between the provider and the customer. So whatever they are saying, they are not basically providing it to the customers. Okay. So this is very, very much important. If that is true, then your reputation is gone in the market. For the internal customers, or the employees of the company who are in touch with the customers, you need to train them as well. Okay, if the company says 200 mbps, even he should be knowing, right? 200 mbps. He could manage some, okay, it is being done. There might be some server issues. You might get it later or something. But he should not say, sir, utna aayega hi nahi, sir, wo sirf likh ke aise. That means your company person only is not ready to accept that you will be getting that particular speeds. Right? So what will be happening? The conversation between the company and the employee should be proper. He should be, the employee should be trained properly. The internal marketing should be done very properly. So whatever your information giving to the customers, the same way the employee should give the information to the customers again. So for to have that thing completed, you need to train your employees. Okay, this is being done, you need to be transparent, you need to convey information to your employees as well, saying that okay, this and these things are being done and is being sent to the customers. The same way you need to convince, or the convey information to the customers based on whatever is being done throughout the company for the customers. Hope so you are understanding. So customers, it is external marketing as well as interactive marketing where customer is there. To have interactive marketing properly, you need to train your employees properly, which is also called as internal marketing. So if you are building brand internally, if the employee is speaking high of the company, the brand is like this, the brand is like that, we have done this, we have done that, so this is the best service what you will be gaining out of all the competitors. If such things the customer, the employee is saying, the customer may feel okay, might be, so my perception may be right or wrong, but I'm getting the best service. But if the employee contradicts whatever is being told to the customers, that just check what will be the effect of that particular thing on the customer. You might think, Array, we saw that so much is the thing, and coming here we are not getting. We are paying for full whatever is being said, but I am not getting that. So the customer feels undervalued or overpriced for whatever he is getting, even if he is getting the same thing. If the people who are providing the service are not properly communicating with the customers. So from your end, can anybody tell me such things has happened? You have gone some to some store or somewhere where the employee is telling, for whatever reasons, you know the person or just the employee is not happy with that particular organization. So have you ever faced such things where the customer is being told by the employee that okay, don't come here for this service, we are having this the best, but don't come for the other thing? Has anyone encountered such things? Yes, students, anyone? Any example? Yeah. So if customer to customer talks, it is different. Why? Because if you go to a restaurant, they say, okay, masala dosa अच्छा मिलता है यहाँ पे, so we can have masala dosa. But this particular dish is not good here. So for if you want to have this particular dish, you have to go to that particular hotel. So if that is being told by one customer to the other customer, it is different. But if the employee says it, that means if it is true or not, you feel it is true. So anyone, any such encounters anywhere? It could be in terms of dress material, it could be in terms of food, it could be in terms of hospitals. People say, right? Go to this hospital. The doctor is very good. You will be discharged very quickly. And there might be some bad reputed this one also where they say, hey, don't go to this hospital. So they charge you more, and the service is also not that good. They don't care. The employees don't care to you much. So all things, these things might have gone through. Okay, anyone? Yes, students, anyone? Just think, you might not suddenly get it. Okay, so you might have encountered because you are going to stores, you are talking to people, you are buying things. So such things might have happened some or the other time in your life. You may not remember it or not notice. Okay, henceforth, just keep an eye on whatever is being spoken. Okay, just check. So whether the employee is satisfied, why he is saying this. Okay, there are people who will be doing such things. Okay, next is approaches for integrated services marketing communication. So as we know, there are different ways of communicating with the customers, and which all ways you are choosing, in all the ways the same kind of information has to be given. Okay, like it is 200 Mbps through your direct communication, that is you are mailing them, or you are having a pamphlet which is being sent, or you are putting an ad in the newspaper or in a TV. Everywhere it should say 200 Mbps only. You should not say that okay, 200 Mbps is there, and in other place you are showing that 150, 180. That should not be the case. So everywhere there should be same kind of information given to the customer in whichever different communication he is using to find out the information. It should be same everywhere. Okay, so approaches for integrated services marketing communication. So we'll start with manage service promises. So what is a service promise? As I gave you the example, something is told by the company to you, you need to basically have the things done in the same way it is being told to you. Otherwise what happens, you may say अरे वो बोलता है but करता नहीं है. So that will have a very huge impact on the customer's mind, as well as bad word of mouth basically spreads everywhere. Okay, so many of the places such things will basically make or break your brand in the market. It can so happen that you are kicked out of the market just by word of mouth bad publicity basically. Okay, so first one is manage service promises. So what do you mean by service promise? Whatever the company is saying they'll do, they have to do it. In general, this is what is manage service promises. So under this we are having create a strong service brand. So what is this? What we are doing? Strong brands enable customers to better understand the intangible products, because services you cannot touch. We are terming it as intangible. So if a strong brand is prepared or put in the mind of the people, when you just say the name, they'll get to know everything. They can visualize better about the intangible products. Okay. They reduce customers' perceived monetary, social, or safety risk in buying services. So we are having pursued monetary, social, and safety risk. So monetary is how much I need to pay. If I say very huge brand, so I will be mentally prepared. Yes, I need to pay more for the services what they are giving. Socially, how it is? Yeah, if you say people that okay, I had this particular service done in a particular reputed company, they say okay, very good. So your reputation is also high in your social circle, as well as safety of risk. So the risk will be very less because it is a huge company, it is known by many people and has very good reputation in the market. So you will not feel very risky to go there. Okay, so if you are building strong brands in which are difficult to evaluate prior to purchase. So without purchasing, you never know what is the monetary policy. I mean, monetary terms. That is what is the price. Then socially, how much it is valued, as well as whether you are taking a risk or it is very safe for you. Okay, so create a strong service brand. Next is coordinate external communication. Why we need coordination of external communication? Okay, so if you see here, we are having offer what all, which one we finished now? The first one we are having, that is approaches for managing service promises. So create effective services communications. So if you are creating proper channels, you cannot have integrated marketing. I just told you what are the different ways in which you can communicate with the customers. You may choose all, or you may choose few, or you may choose only one from all of that. You can have your advertisement in a TV commercial, or in a newspaper, in a magazine, in an internet, in the website, while you are browsing video in YouTube, you are having ads, right? So so many ads come there. Or if you are browsing any of the sites, so you will see small ads here and there. So these are the different ways by which people or the companies are communicating with the customers. Okay, this has to be properly found out which all things we are using, and in all the different platforms we are having the same information that is being given out from the company side to the customers. Next, coordinate external communication. So coordinate them properly. Today if you are sending emails to everybody, and later on the banner should not come after 15 days or a month, because people may forget it. You are wasting your communication. You need to coordinate properly. Okay, make realistic promises. So whatever can be done by you only has to be said, or whatever you say has to be done it properly. So you need to make it realistic. You cannot say I'll take you to moon tomorrow. So can you do it? It's not a realistic promise, right? There are arrangements made, people are looking into to go to moon. That is a different thing, you might know it, but you cannot say I'll take you to moon tomorrow. Is it possible? No. So make realistic promises. Then next is offer service guarantees. So how the people will trust you? If something happens, I am there for you. If something happens to the product, if there is a certain product to be delivered to have that particular service done, So if something happens to that thing, so I am there for you, I can give you the guarantee. If something happens, I'll come back and I'll fix it. Okay, it can be any form. Like for example, you are ordering something in a restaurant and you did not feel that it is proper or it is lacking something, you will say okay, change it, replace it, I want more of this. So we'll go and change it and get back to you. Okay, so many things happens here. So you need to offer service guarantees. So in between, if you see, we're coming to goal, that is delivery greater than or equal to whatever you have promised. So at least you have to reach whatever you have said. It is very much like enthusiastic. If you are moving more than or doing more than whatever you have promised, the customer is very much delighted, just not satisfied, is very much delighted to gain the services or being serviced by that particular company. So from all the sides we are reaching what? Delivery greater than or equal to the promise. So from managing services promise approaches for managing service promises, we are coming to reach the delivery greater than or equal to promise. So what are the different things here? Create effective service communications, coordinate external communication, make realistic promises, and offer service guarantees. So you see, we are having approaches for managing customer expectations. So even this is very much important. You need to manage. You cannot just allow your customers to imagine anything. Okay, that means if they are doing it, their expectations go on to a very new level. So if you are not able to reach that expectations, then you will be disappointed. So what all things are there here? So we are having offering choices, that is time and cost. What do you mean by choices? With respect to time and cost, so I have to tell them, like your service provider, for example a movie, so there are different timings which are provided by the theaters over there. He is a service provider. By the service provider, he is providing time different slots. Like it can be morning 9 o'clock, afternoon 3 o'clock, or in between 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, depending upon whichever timing is flexible for you or comfortable for you as a customer. You take tickets of that particular show timing basically. Then cost. Okay, and as you move towards the night or the peak hours, so the prices are more, or it can be days also. If at the weekends the prices will go high, okay, of the tickets of a for a movie. So in the weekdays it will be very less. For most of the theaters it is true. So it is based on the time as well as the cost, based on different categories, like what time of the day you are going or what day of a week you are going there. If a person cannot afford that kind, so you will go to some other timing, or you will choose some other cost of getting that service. Okay, so this is important. Next is create tiered value offering, that is extra bundling. What do you mean by this? So nowadays if you see a ticket price, they are even, if you want, they are adding the additional things like coke, popcorn, or any other snacks what they are providing. If you want, you can book it prior to going to the cinema hall. Okay, you can add that particular price, and when you want it, you can just tell them, they'll come and deliver it to you. Or at the time of interval or the break between the movie, you can just tell them that you want to get that particular price between the movie customers. So bundling, you should keep it if possible. Okay, create tiered value offerings. So you should not make it compulsory, you need to buy this with this only. So you need to keep a choice over there. If you want, this thing is also available in a bundled way. Or even at times you can see, so if it is a corporate event or so, or if you're having multiple seats, if you're booking, if you go and approach the manager over there, they may reduce the price also. If you're buying, let's say 100 seats, so you can tell them, okay, 50 people are coming or 100 people are coming, okay, the price will be reduced because he is sure of selling that much. So he will be preparing whatever is needed, so he can manage his costs well, so he can give you more discounts on it. Okay, so only we call many of the companies, they are having corporate discounts. Why? If their employees are traveling to any particular city and that hotel is there and there's a tie up, so for these people there will be a discounted price, or you are having more things than others given in the same price. Okay, so these all things need to be taken care of, that is create tiered value offerings. Next is communicate criteria for service effectiveness. Okay, that is criteria customer assess. So on what all criteria you are providing what kind of service to the customers. Okay, so if you say, for example, if I give you communicate criteria for service effectiveness, so when will you wear a particular kind of cloth? For example, we are having cold now, so what will we wear? We wear woolen clothes. So if you provide woolen clothes in winter, so it is proper. So if you are providing cotton clothes, sorry, woolen clothes in summer, people will reject it. Okay, so those criteria should be there. So you have to say, if you come by this time, you are getting this and this. If you are getting this particular, you are coming this particular time, you are getting this and this. So similar to a restaurant, again, example of a restaurant, if you go at a particular time, only few things will be available to you and not all. Okay, if you go very late at night, the restaurant may say everything is done, we are not preparing that, we are only having a limited list which from which we need to choose. But if you were early, you are having a wide variety of things from which you can choose more actually. Okay, so based on what criteria you are serving, based on the timing, it can be cost, it could be the season, it could be seasonal, it could be whatever. So you need to communicate on what criteria you are serving the customer. So based on that, the effectiveness will be monitored. And the last one, negotiate unrealistic expectations. Okay, many a times it may so happen I had expected this from you, that from you, like this, like that. You have very big expectations from the customer end. You need to make him understand on what situation you are there and what is the service that is being delivered. You need to talk to the customer and make him realize about the things what are going on. Okay, you might be giving a very well service, quality service only, but if the expectation of the customer is much more than what you are doing it, even if you do with a quality only, he may feel, the customer may feel that you are not giving value, or you are not giving a quality service to him. So you need to talk to the customer and make sure that okay, you should make him understand what is going on, if really you are providing quality service and the customer is not happy. Okay, which will ultimately lead to delivery greater than or equal to the promises. Excuse me. Next, approaches for improving customer education. So you might ask, I can directly take a educated customer only. We are not talking about that education, what his degree is or so. Here, education we mean whether the person knows about the company's rules, regulations, the way of service delivery and all. So we are talking about that kind of education. Okay, we'll see it later now. So first, teach customers to avoid peak demand product periods and seek slow periods. What do you mean by this? So you know, if a customer is comfortable in different times, you should make him understand that if you come here, we will not be able to give much of what do you call, uh, attention to you, okay, at this particular time, or these particular products will not be available at that particular time if you come. Why? Because there are many other customers who come, okay, and it would not be that particular time, they will be moving faster and faster. Okay, so if you make that particular customer understand that okay, if you avoid the peak hours, we will be able to better provide you with the service what we are providing. Why? Because we are busy, or you need to wait to avail that particular service if you are coming in that particular time slot. So you should tell or inform the customer when it is empty, or when it is at a very low load, or when it is off timing other than the peak timings. Next, clarify expectations after the sale. So you could tell them what all is being done. For example, if you go for a vehicle service and you do it, you finish the service. When you go to pick up the vehicle, so the person who has serviced your vehicle will tell you, so what all had happened, what all he did. So was there a need of changing parts or changing oil or fluid in different places of the car or a bike? Okay, so all these things have to be educated or given to the customers when they are coming to avail that particular service. Okay, as an example, I told you of the servicing of your vehicle. So if you go there, so those who have not been, just go once. The person who has serviced your vehicle will tell you what all was done, what was replaced, and what would be the cost of it. Item wise, he will be telling you. So okay, the customer or sorry, the washing cost was so much. Okay, the servicing, the maintenance was so much, the oil change was so much. Okay, and the labor was so much. So all the things breakup would be there, and so much is the tax, this percentage, and it comes to this. And when adding everything, this is the final amount what you need to be paying us to collect your vehicle. So these things have to be communicated or educated to the customers properly. So many, if you go there and they say, okay, now so this is the price, you take and go. So people will not be ready to pay so much. Tell me why I need to pay so much, whatever you have done. So those things are very much important again. Then confirm performance to standards. You need to check with the customer, ask for the feedback, whether whatever the standards were set, whether am I meeting it. If I have given a time of 2 o'clock, have I delivered the vehicle at 2 o'clock or no? Because the standard says whatever timing was given, you need to provide or give the serviced vehicle back at that particular time. Okay, and you might say, okay, these points were checked, like 8 point servicing. So these many things were checked. So have you checked all those things or no? Was there any issue? You need to find out all these things. Okay, and communicate to the customer. Next one is prepare customers for the service process. What do you mean by prepare customers? You need to tell them what the process is basically first, and you need to make him ready. So there should not be any shocks to the customer. I have not expected this. I don't want to go here. So these things will be there when you are not communicating properly to the customer or educating him properly of what the service is, what the process is, in each step, what are you going to do. If it is very much important to the customer, if the service is being done to the customer directly, so you need to tell each and everything to the customer properly. So what step? In first step, I'll be doing this. Second step, this will be done. Third step, this will be done. So this will the by doing this, these things will happen. So like this, you need to inform the customer of what you're doing and what are the benefits of doing it. So you need to prepare the customer for the service. If he is prepared, he will be very much satisfied. If he is not, he might be in a shock. He might be thinking, what is happening to me? And the step might have already finished, and he might later ask, sir, this was there, no, did you do it? We never know, because you were not paying attention and you were more into what was being done, or what was being done earlier than what is being done now. Okay, which will ultimately lead to again deliver greater than or equal to the promises. And the last one, approaches for managing internal marketing communication. So as I already informed, internal marketing is also very much important, so that you are telling whatever you are doing to the whatever you are telling to the customer has to be told properly to your internal customer also, that is your employees, so that they can at times convey the same information or similar information to the customer as it is. So here what we are saying, create cross functional teams. So what do you mean by cross functional? One person, if he is working in a particular department, he should be able to, or if he wants, he can work in some other department also if required by the company or by the employee. So that is called as cross functional. You are hired for a particular function, but if you want, you are ready to, or you are equipped to do work of some other department as well. So if you are having a cross functional team ready, then whatever is being done in all the departments will be known to that particular employee, so that he can better guide the customers if they are approaching him. Next is align back office personnel with external customers. So what is being included here, it is the interaction and the measurement. So back office, in the sense, these are the people who are helping the front office people. That means people who are basically having interaction with the customers. For them, there is a support staff. If something is required, somebody has to get it. So the person who is getting it is supporting it. They are called as back office employees. Like for example, in banking, if you are using a particular app, the bank is the front end for you. But the person who is taking care of that particular software to run properly, he is working at the back end of it. So this is front end and the back end. So the back end people will not be having interaction with the customers. So their communication and other stuff will not be that effective or good than the front end employees. So you need to train them as well properly. At times, if so, it may so happen that the person is on leave and the back office employee has to fill his place or he has to do some of the things. If he is not equipped properly, then there will be an issue because the customer is expecting something. He is not worried about you are present, you are absent, you have taken a leave or no. The company should make the arrangements necessary because appointment was taken or if the service is open, that means you are ready to give the service. So it should be proper. If the back employees or back end employees are not properly trained, then there could be an issue at times, not always. Okay, create effective horizontal communications. So you might have already learned in strategic management, the structure, horizontal, vertical. So similarly, if we when we say horizontal communication from departments to department at the same level, so communication should be proper. If marketing department is saying something and production should not say something else, so there should be a unison between both the departments. So when will it happen? When both the departments interact with each other, saying that okay, I am doing this, so you also do this. Okay. Similarly, you need to have horizontal communication with all the departments. I give an example of only two departments. There are so many other departments based on the type of service and the customer. Okay, so we are having different departments. If you go to a hotel, so there are so many different departments there. Cooking department is there, cleaning department is there, serving department is there, some other department where they are procurement department is there, testing department would be there in higher end hotels. Okay, so all these departments should work together. Then only the customer will be satisfied to the maximum extent. Next is create effective vertical communication. So what is vertical communication? From top to bottom or bottom to top. So if you are having proper communication channel, if the person who is in touch with the customer, that is boundary spanner, has to relay some information to the top level management. It should not be like there are 10 different levels through which he needs to go, and then it will reach the top level management. It takes hell a lot of time. But if he wants directly to meet the MD, if there's such a big issue, then directly a channel has to be created by the company where he can communicate directly with the MD or the manager. There should not be any supervisor. On top of that, there should be not be an assistant manager, an associate manager, then manager. It should not be too big. So vertical communication should also be proper. Similarly, if the top level management want to convey something, it should not go through such a huge channel, because they will say something until it reaches the end customer. I mean, the end point where it has to reach, it might be distorted, because understanding of each and every person would be different. So the channels of vertical as well as horizontal communication should be proper in providing the adequate service by which the customer is very much satisfied. Okay, I hope you have understood all these four things. What are the four things? So I'll go back. So the four things for delivering greater than or equal promises. First one, manage services promises, manage service promises. Next comes manage internal marketing communication, improve customer education, and manage customer expectations. So all these things are very very much important, okay, to have or to deliver whatever is being promised to the customer or told by the company to the customer, and has to be done it at that particular level or a step more than what was told. Then only the customer is satisfied or delighted, and he would be coming back to you. Okay, any doubts still here? The students, any doubts?
No,
No?
sir.
I hope
No,
everything
sir.
is fine. You have understood. If not, you can go through this video again or you can contact me later on. Okay. So I would like to end this call now. Okay, students. Thank you very much.